Welcome back to Travel Destinations Cinematic, the channel where we count down the world's most beautiful destinations in stunning cinematic style. Did you know that the Bernina Express crosses the Alps at over 2,000 meters? Or that the Death Railway was built by prisoners of war through one of the most impenetrable jungles on Earth? Today we are boarding the most spectacular trains in the world and letting the journey be the destination. Let's go! Let's kick off with our first train journey destination. The Bernina Express is the highest railway crossing of the Alps, a UNESCO World Heritage journey between Chur in Switzerland and Tirano in Italy that climbs from the subtropical palm gardens of Lake Como to the glacier landscapes of the Bernina Pass at 2,253 meters in a single continuous journey of such staggering beauty that it is considered the finest mountain railway experience in Europe. The route covers 122 kilometers and crosses 196 bridges and passes through 55 tunnels, an engineering achievement of such audacity that it took decades to complete and has never been surpassed. The Landwasser Viaduct, its 6 stone arches curving in a single dramatic arc above a deep gorge before the track disappears directly into the cliff face, is one of the great engineering images of the continent. In winter, when the viaduct is dusted with snow and the surrounding forest is white and silent, it is one of the most beautiful railway photographs in the world. And the glacier views from the Bernina Pass, the highest point on the route, where the train rolls through a landscape of ice and silence above the clouds, are without equal on any railway on Earth. Our second impressive train journey brings us to the north of Europe. The Flam Railway is one of the steepest standard gauge railway lines in the world, a 20-kilometer descent from the mountain plateau of Myrdal down through the dramatic Flamsdalen Valley to the shores of the Arlandsfjord, dropping 863 meters in elevation in under an hour. The route took 20 years to build and was completed in 1940. Its tunnels hand-carved through solid Norwegian rock by workers who spent years in the dark mountain, emerging to create one of the most spectacular railway journeys on Earth. The valley walls rise so sheer and so close on both sides that the train seems to push through the mountain itself, the waterfalls that pour from the cliffs above thundering directly beside the tracks in a spectacle of sound and spray that no photograph can fully capture. The Kjosfossen waterfall is one of the great theatrical moments of any train journey on Earth, and the final approach to Flåm, where the valley suddenly opens and the deep blue waters of the Arlandsfjord appear far below between the mountains, is an arrival of such unexpected and overwhelming beauty that the carriage falls silent every single time. Our third train journey brings us deep into the heart of Germany. The Brockenbahn is Germany's most atmospheric railway, a narrow-gauge steam railway climbing through the ancient Harz Forest to the summit of the Brocken, the highest peak in northern Germany. Its historic steam locomotives unchanged since the line first opened in 1899. The Harz Forest is one of the most mythological landscapes in Germany, a place where witches were said to gather on Walpurgis night, dancing on the Brocken summit as winter turned to spring. That reputation gives the Brockenbahn a character unlike any other railway in Europe. During the division of Germany, the Brocken sat inside the restricted East German border zone and was inaccessible for decades, making the reopening of the line in 1992 one of the great symbolic moments of German reunification. In winter, when the locomotive pushes through deep snow and the steam billows above the frozen trees, it feels like traveling through a story rather than a landscape. Our fourth train journey takes us to Japan. The Hakone Romancecar is Japan's most scenic mountain railway, a journey from the chaos of Tokyo into the volcanic mountain landscape of Hakone National Park. Its route climbing through dense cedar and maple forest on steep zigzag tracks that switch back on themselves as the train gains altitude, a technique so demanding that the driver must change ends at every switchback to continue the climb. The name Romancecar dates to the 1950s, when the reserved seating and panoramic windows were considered the height of romantic luxury, and the large front-facing observation windows that give passengers an unobstructed view of the tracks ahead remain one of the most distinctive features of any train in Asia. The route emerges above the tree line to reveal Lake Ashi, and, on a clear day, the perfect cone of Mount Fuji rising above the clouds in one of the great views of Japan. The Hakone Tozan mountain section, its tight curves and steep gradients, and the forest closing in on both sides, is one of the most beautiful stretches of mountain railway in Asia. In autumn, when the maple forest turns deep red and gold around the tracks, it is simply unforgettable. There are scenic railways, and then there is the Death Railway, a single-track line built through the jungle gorges of Kanchanaburi by Allied prisoners of war under conditions of such brutality that it cost one life for every sleeper laid, and that today runs through a landscape of such raw and overwhelming natural beauty that the contrast between what you see and what you know creates a journey unlike any other on Earth. The Wangfo Viaduct, where the train inches along a wooden trestle structure clinging to the sheer cliff face above the Kwai Noi River, the jungle dropping away below, and the limestone mountains rising above, is one of the most dramatic stretches of railway in the world. And Hellfire Pass, the rock cutting carved by hand through solid limestone, named for the torchlight that made the exhausted prisoners look like figures in hell, is a place of such historical weight that no traveler who passes through it does so in silence. And that is our personal top 5 most scenic train journeys in the world. 5 railways, 5 landscapes, 5 journeys that prove that the destination is not always the point. Sometimes the journey is everything. Did our number 5 surprise you? Drop your pick in the comments below. We read every single one. A thumbs up really helps the channel grow, and subscribe to Travel Destinations Cinematic so you never miss where we go next. Until next time, safe travels everyone.